Hello, what is up? Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a short stream today. I did a bunch of work on the Party Corgi site, mostly today and a little bit last night, and I wanted to kind of show it off and get ready for a PR. I also want to do a scene that's like just my face for the intro, so maybe I can do that real quick too. Hey Chris, how's it going? I'm still here. It's black. I'm still here. Maybe something like this. Cool to have a background. Gotta remember how to do the chroma key. Podcast, that's awesome. I'm curious what you have planned. Also, we could definitely include a link on the Party Corgi website, like in the main navigation. Man, I forget how to do chroma key. Whatever, I can do this later. So yeah, here's where we're at. We got the hover animation. Pretty happy about that. Changed the title to Party Corgi Network. I got that from your Twitter, Chris, instead of just partycorgi.com. I think Party Corgi Network sounds pretty cool. Changed this text to a dark color because the white was giving me issues accessibility wise, like color contrast. It was like just barely passing some of the thresholds, but not enough. Jason came up with the network. Cool. Yeah, I like it too. Sounds like official. So this is new. A list of streamers. I pulled this right from the docs markdown file and changed it a little bit so that the URL, like twitch.tv, wasn't repeated every time. Right now it's duplicated, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if it needs to live in both places or like what purpose the docs version serves. I couldn't import Markdown. Maybe there's like some settings they need to do to allow for both MDX and Markdown. But for now it's duplicated. I figured that's fine. Can always clean it up later. So code of conduct was there before. I cleaned up some styling, increased the font size, and brought it into the new design. Oh, and then the main thing, or the thing I spent the most amount of time on was this mobile nav. So this is kind of cool. I used a React context, like a global context with some dispatches and reducers to get this working. So some styling polish that maybe I could do. I want to wrap this up before or right as Ryan Harris is going live. So I don't have too much time. I think he's going live in about 50 minutes. Hey, Nikki, what's up? You can add an extension to the Gatsby plugin MDX. Ah, cool. Yeah, that's probably pretty easy to do then. What is the purpose of the docs list of streamers? Is that just for like easy viewing on GitHub? Because I could potentially add some styling. Like we could put the Twitch logo in here and the Mixer logo in here. Maybe even the React Adelphia logo. I mean, I guess you could do that in regular old Markdown as well. Source of truth right now-ish. Okay. All right. Well, I'm probably going to PR it with the duplication, and feel free to leave feedback on that PR, and I can fix it up before merge. We obviously don't have to merge it today. So I do kind of want to take a look at that code just because it was pretty fun to write. It was my first time really diving into useEffect. The idea is that we can let people add themselves via a Discord bot. Then they get the streamer role and include it in the list. So it would write to the file and like commit and push. That's pretty dope. So I actually don't need to import useEffect here. Yeah, so we've got the state provider coming from store. It's kind of like a mini Redux, which is pretty cool. So that way the whole app kind of knows if the mobile navigation is showing or not. And then one kind of tricky bit was like when the route changes, we want this to hide. And I've never used Reach before, Reach Router. I'm more familiar with React Router and the hooks and high order components that comes with, like with router or user location. So I dove into the Reach docs a little bit to find out about global history. So we can listen on history change, and then I'm dispatching a hide mobile nav event. And then our store has our little reducer here via use reducer. And then we're just toggling this flag to false on every route change. And then this button here just toggles, just sets it to the opposite of whatever it is. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and open this PR and kind of look through the diff, see if I notice anything that could be cleaned up. Try and fit as much of that as I can in. Maybe I should include some screenshots. Noticing the Corgi walks on hover. Yes, Corgi does walk on hover. It's pretty cool. So what I'm doing here is I have two images smacked on top of each other, position absolute, a still one, and then the animated GIF. And one has opacity 0, one has opacity 1, and then on hover I just swap the opacities. Neat little trick. Taking a couple of screenshots. Could maybe do a GIF too. Oh, looks like I could use some breakpoint adjustments. I can do that after I submit the PR. So I'm booting up Cloud App so I can record a GIF. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer. All right, GIF created. Just gonna download that. Party Corgi mobile nav. GIFing and streaming, quite the load on the computer. Yeah, I'm actually curious about how my computer's doing here. I'll do a little health checkup. 10 out of 16 gigabytes of RAM being used. It's been worse. I don't even have Figma open, so. So working on implementing the new design direction. Added the streamers page. This is currently being duplicated. Or this is currently duplicating the docs list of streamers MD. And should probably be cleaned up in this PR or shortly after in like a follow-up PR. Let's see, we also added mobile navigation and introduced the concept of a global store using React context. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it at a high level. So I'm gonna grab some screenshots, just paste them in here. Is that Mac only cloud app? Let's see. I'm not sure. Mac and PC. I'll link it. Hey Tony, how's it going? Yeah, Cloud App is great. It's free. I think there are paid features, but I've never run into them or needed to use them. I'm going to name these images. Yeah, home. Oh, I do have some new designs for home that are like slightly improved since last stream. I'll do that last though, just in case Figma crashes my computer. All good, good to hear it. Thanks for tuning in. Just doing a short stream today, getting ready to PR some updates to the partycorgi.com. I think we could really benefit from having the site, more developed. Maybe like one more short sprint like this to hook up Twitch API or Discord API or both and flesh out the homepage. And I think I'll be pretty close to good for a while. Some corgi love, that's right. Yes. Nice use of the emojis. I like it. All right, I'm hitting the green button. I did notice the build has been failing. I think that's unrelated to this work. Oh, I also don't know how to like chain PRs across forks. So this, like normally I would PR into this so that the changes are kind of chunked and not duplicated. So I'm not sure that's possible. So I'm going to just close this for now, since these changes are included in the new PR. The build is failing because of Ryan's webhooks and such that need to be handled. I see. Okay. Is that preventing the Netlify deploy previews, if that's even hooked up? On Udifix? Okay. All right. So PR is submitted. I'm going to look through the diff, see if anything stands out. Oh, this is just linting stuff. Yeah, this is why I wish I could like PR, chain PRs, because this is kind of noisy, like all these linting things from introducing ESLint. So yeah, I added Gatsby plugin layout. Hey, Ego. If their master branch is failing, we may want to push the webhooks off to another branch. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not a huge deal since it's like just us and not some like money-making SaaS app, but yeah. So we're introducing a header component that's handling the logo and the navigation. Some updates to the hero. Still need to figure out how to move these gradients into theme UI. I think that can come later. I mean, you want your awesome work live? Yeah, I think there were actually a couple like small PRs, just like people adding themselves to the streamers list. And Chris went ahead and merged those despite the failures. So I think just because he has that context that like the failure is not a huge deal, we can still merge this PR despite the failures. This is my first time playing with the responsive breakpoints in theme UI. It's pretty cool. So here's the mobile menu toggle. So we got a button that on click, we are dispatching the toggle mobile nav. You could almost replace Redux with this like tiny little 30-line file with context, use reducer, etc. There's definitely some stuff that's missing, like logging. Redux logger is nice when things get complicated, or middleware. But for something simple like this, like just a little toggle or modal, it's pretty cool. Okay, so mobile nav. Had to do a little trick here with the use effect. So that like after the animation completes, I'm setting display none, so that the overlay, the lightbox overlay, isn't sitting on top of all the content. Ooh, deploy preview. Heck yeah, let's take a look. Sweet, it looks pretty much, yeah, just like local. That's what I like to see. GIF is working, so images are coming through. Let's check this Discord link. Looks to be working. Nice. Oh, there's a couple of changes I didn't commit yet. Just some small things. Let's see. Oh yeah, I changed Discord to join Discord in the main navigation, because this kind of feels like it's just another nav item that's going to take you to a page locally, but that is not true. So I'm pushing to the same branch. Will this URL remain the same, or is this going to go to 29? You already merged it. Oh, you did. Awesome. I have to create a new PR. Okay. Okay, cool. That's fine. Wow, that was fast. So there probably will be another PR coming either later tonight or tomorrow, because I had a couple things in mind for cleanup. But hell yeah, I'm down with the move fast. All right, where were we? Mobile nav item. So yeah, here's some duplication that could probably be refactored, because the mobile nav is actually different JSX. I've got some padding issues, it looks like. But yeah, this could probably like share the same components, and like I could pass in a prop to change the layout or something. Here's the main nav. So on route change, I went over this a little bit before, but what this is doing is just listening for history changes, grabbing the global history object from reach router. Every time the history changes, I'm dispatching a hide mobile nav action, which our store will pick up on and hide that nav. So that way when I'm clicking around in the mobile nav, the nav hides on route change. And then this is just the overlay, like the light box to blur the background. And it's like a black with opacity. And here's my favorite component, partycorgi.js. And this is the hover trick, so that it's still on by default, and then on hover, I'm animating the opacity of each one to flip, so that the still one hides and the animated one shows. Probably will have to cherry pick the commit you just made onto the new master. Because I'm pushing just to my fork, I could probably just like check out a new branch and make a new PR. Cherry picking is also not too hard. I'd probably have to look up the command because I only do it like once a year, but yeah. So here's the duplicated list of streamers. I can clean this up. I have the to-do in there. You rebased and merged, thinking you were done. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if I submit a PR, if somebody submits a PR, it should be done unless I like put in there, do not merge or something. So yeah, that's totally fine. That's on me. I'll have to rebase, that's fine. One quirk I noticed about the theme UI, like theme file, is that I was having trouble reusing certain values. Like this here should be pink. When I tried that, it was just using like the default CSS pink, not my custom pink. So I don't know if that's text decoration color, like not being part of the theme UI ecosystem. And if that's the case, what is the best practice to avoid having to duplicate these hex codes? Or, yeah, that must be it, because I can do like font family body. Maybe this property is just like not used enough for it to be on their list. And then the global layout, this is what I installed the Gatsby plugin layout for. I was initially using the wrap root component in Gatsby browser .js, and theme UI just wasn't working within that context. So I kind of discovered that the hard way and thought like something was broken because theme UI is new to me, Gatsby's kind of new to me. Maybe that's a known thing, but using Gatsby plugin layout fixed that right up. You can check the styled system stuff for that property. Okay. Could I fake it with the SX prop? What do you mean by that, Eco? Were you referring to the pink hex code? Could be a bug. Yep. So I think this is a piece that I need to clean up in a follow-up PR. I think a lot of this is duplicated between the code of conduct and the streamers page. So there's two layouts as of now. We got the index layout, which is a bit different than the streamers and code of conduct, which are kind of the same. So I should probably abstract some of this layout styling into a component that wraps the content for streamers and code of conduct. I should probably take some notes. Party Corgi to-dos. So let's clean up the duplicated styles in the, what should I call this layout? It's kind of like the common layout or default layout, whereas the index is going to be the unique one. Oh yeah, here's that duplicated styling again. There's something else too I'm gonna look up in chat. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to rebase. Create a new PR, of course. All right, we've reached the end of the diff. Well, I might as well work through a couple of the styling polish things. That'll be easy. We do have like 25 more minutes. All right, so I need some padding left in the mobile nav. Mobile nav items. There we go, that's looking a bit better. I don't really need the padding on the outer. I can probably kill my theme file for now too. Make this text a little bigger. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I forgot my light. There we go. Cleaned up my green screen a bit. Cool. All right, so I can reduce this padding. Maybe I could just do 8 all the way around. See how that looks. That's looking good. I bet on mobile this text could be bigger. Font size. So maybe I do need my theme again. Font size is nav item. Is this the best way to do like mobile versus desktop within the theme? Like I know when you're in the component, like I would do an array. So nav item mobile, and the second item would be just nav item. It would be nice if I could do that array right here and then never need to do the array in the component itself. You can do that in the theme file too. Interesting. So I did try that and it didn't work, but let's try it again. I'm just gonna make it really big so that's obvious. And actually this is the wrong direction. Make sure you always supply an array in components. So it'd just be an array of 1. So in the component, would it be like this? I'll bring up both. So it doesn't seem to be working like this. Let's try it without this array. Still not working. Okay, I'm gonna try the way that I did get it to work, but it's definitely not my preferred way. So then we put the array here. Vegan, 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 vegan. What a name. What is my opinion on Rust? I have no opinion on Rust. I've never used it. Sorry about that. Yeah, mostly a JavaScript kind of guy. I just haven't really had much experience with other languages. Bit of Ruby, tiny bit of Go. That's pretty much it. Yeah, JavaScript, Node, Express, React, Angular way back in the day. What's your opinion on Rust? All right, so this works. It's a little more verbose than I'd like, but it works. We got Chris Biscardi in the chat. He's got some good experience with Rust. Did you do Advent of Code in Rust? I think you did. Yeah, so that's all the exposure I've had to Rust is watching your stream. If a coding genie came to you and you could instantly learn one coding language, which language would you choose? Good question. I've never thought about that. Maybe Swift? I've had some experience with Swift. Built some like calculator apps following some tutorials, and it was really enjoyable. I would love to do more Swift. I just don't really have the time right now. But I think if I instantly knew that language, then I would be using it, and that'd be fun. You'd pick assembly. Cool. instantly know everything about the language, all the pitfalls, etc. C++, that's a good choice. Learning C++ would bring so much value just to your coding knowledge as a whole, and your like overlap with other languages. You will literally never put in the effort to know that much about C++. Same here. C++ for the gaming career. Can you write WebAssembly in C++? I think that's one of the languages, right? It would be cool to make a game one day. I don't really have the coding skill set for it, but I think it'd be dope. Rust has the best support. Cool. Yeah, Rust appeals to me for that reason. But since I am somewhat familiar with Go, and Go support is on its way, I think partially already there. I think. Can't remember. Or maybe it's TinyGo that they support right now. So yeah, Go is on my radar for that reason as well. Hey, Link. How's it going? Rust is an up-and-coming language from what I heard. Yeah. Just from hanging around Discord and Twitter, I would agree. Go has some WebAssembly support. TinyGo too, yeah. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Let's check this out. Example theme, font size 456. So maybe I need to be defining my font sizes in the array format, which I chose not to do, but I could do that. Looks like they don't give an example of the object format. They're like named keys. You can do it via key too. Well, then there must be something wrong with my implementation. So what I was trying to do was like nav item just be 16 or no 18 on mobile, 16 on desktop. And then when implementing that in a component, what was intuitive to me was to just do nav item here. And if this works now, yeah, it's not working. This should be bigger. Yeah, I'm trying to style components using theme UI. It says you can, but it comes with a big disclaimer about it acting weird. Oh, I didn't read that, but it certainly is acting kind of weird. Oh yeah, that does feel intuitive, but I don't think it works like that. Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, it's interesting digging into theme UI more. Like a lot of this I was kind of doing by hand with like some half-baked patterns. It worked like exactly how I wanted it. It didn't have all the nice shortcuts. It didn't have like a predictable pattern that other developers could come in and just know exactly how to use it. But I had like a font sizes file, a colors file. I would import that file in each of my components and do like colors dot pink or font sizes dot nav item. Add some padding to mobile nav. Use styled components at work. I use styled components for the most part. This is my first foray into theme UI. I'm still kind of working out how I feel about it. But I'm going to stick with it for at least this project, but probably for the stream with DOM, we're going to eventually need a website for a typical UI. I'm thinking about using theme UI there too, just to like keep using it, like really commit and dive into using it more. Because I've used styled components for so long. Yeah. Time to learn something new. Maybe I could do Tailwind. I don't know. You can use a CSS file and import the class and then use class you name. Yeah, I could. I'm not using CSS or Sass. I'm using styled components, or not styled, CSS and JS. Sorry. Tony likes theme UI. Cool. Working on a theme UI example setup I've been using. Nice. Definitely share that. Okay, so this H1 here should be moved to the right just a bit. And see how it's lined up here with all the text? But then as we shrink the browser window, right about there, like it should stop moving a little bit sooner than it does. So I've got like 10 minutes left. If I can finish that, that'd be dope. You don't get why the CSS method is the most popular? Isn't the most popular. Elaborate, Link. Tell me more. I like both methods. I don't think one is right or wrong. I have a preference for CSS and JS. It seems better. Okay, but why? What's better about it? I can rattle off a few reasons why I like CSS and JS. There are times when I want things like colors or sizes in JavaScript. For example, in this, theme UI file, I've got all my colors here. And like, what if I need this hex code in JavaScript for some reason? Maybe I'm going to do some math on it or some animation. Any number of reasons I might want some of these CSS variables in JavaScript. In this way, they're defined in only one spot. That's one reason why CSS and JS stands out to me. You like that all the Sass in particular is local, its own file, and not in the code gumming things up. So you could totally still move all the styles to their own file. Like the styled components way of doing things definitely lends itself towards that. I actually prefer that too. I kind of find this hard to read with my styles mixed in here, but I could totally move this into a different file, right? And then just import it. Should you be doing math on CSS stuff though? Why not? I'm a heavy Redux user. This app in particular does not use Redux though. I wanted to try staying away from that and using React hooks. So we kind of should look at this store. I had a lot of fun kind of playing with this today. So I'm just using create context, which comes right with React. And use reducer. So this, if you're a Redux user, you should probably be familiar with like these switch cases here. Don't Redux until you absolutely need it. Yeah, although sometimes I know I'm going to need it. Like if I'm building a new Sass app with lots of features, I'm probably going to kick it off with Redux. Yeah, these are my actions exactly. Well, technically this is my reducer, but it's listening for actions named this. New provider is below that wraps an element. Yes, exactly. So I can show you where that happens too. I think it's happening in the layout index. So I import my state provider from my store, and I'm wrapping my whole app in state provider. So it's like a global store, just like Redux, with a smaller bundle size and less features. There's no Redux thunk, there's no Redux logger. Chris, I completely agree. Completely agree. It gets a lot of hate, and I love it. If you can be smart about how you're creating your actions, the boilerplate really isn't that bad. Like, my actions are, for the most part, created dynamically. So I don't have this like huge file with, you know, get X from API, get Y from API. It's all like created on the fly. And I follow a couple patterns when I'm listening for actions in my reducer. And yeah, the boilerplate is really not bad. And then I've been seeing something about like a Redux helper library or something that helps you make some of the boilerplate fit quicker on the fly. I haven't tried it yet though. Been too busy with other stuff. We do our reducers locally in the component container folder, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. Redux Toolkit. Yep, that's the one. I'm really looking forward to trying this. I like this. I like opinions. The standard way to write Redux logic. So yeah, this was missing for a long time. There were some good blog posts out there, especially for asynchronous. I use this like call API symbol pattern for async actions. It was pretty clean. I'm not going to go into that now though, but configure store. Okay, yeah, this is all things I'm used to. So this looks new. Create reducer. This is definitely new. Create slice. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to dive into this at some point. The new stuff looks really promising. Cool. Can you code in jQuery? I mean, I've been using jQuery for like 10 years, but it's been a long time since I could probably read it. Yeah, just like Chris said, I've used a bunch in the past. It's been a while though. Looking to make an AJAX call to the server when someone navigates away from the page. Is that still possible? It looks like in the past it was, but they removed the functionality. I think that's possible in just, you know, your vanilla JavaScript, which means it's probably possible in jQuery too. I think there's some event listener you can hook into. I don't remember the name of it though. Padding 30 pixels, so I need 30 pixels horizontal padding on this H1. Let's see if we can get this to work real quick before we gotta call it. Thank you, Chris, for the Stack Overflow link. Just so we're clear, I wasn't creating any FUD about Redux. Oh, no, Telvs. I didn't take it like that. But I think the community in general creates a lot of FUD about Redux. I've seen blog posts that are just like, don't use Redux, instead use context. They're very opinionated on that. It's not like, maybe sometimes Redux is good, sometimes Redux is bad. Depends on the use case. A lot of people are just like, never use it, don't use it, it's terrible. But I strongly disagree. I think there's a time and place for Redux. There's a time and place for context. Redux definitely helps me in my day-to-day managing data from the server and from like an REST API, managing app state like our modals or our menus here. Global storage is really easy for me to reason about, and I think Redux does a great job of doing that. Especially with the logger. The logger is so nice to see, like the before, the action, and the after state. Nikki says, Dan Abramov wrote, you might not need Redux. Yeah, so that's a bit of a better title than some of the other ones I've seen. I've also seen a tweet from him recently, or somewhat recently, maybe it was a couple months ago, that was like, using Redux again for the first time in a long time. Why is my code yelling at me? Because the actions are all uppercase. Not sure how people interpreted that. All right, so this is fixed. I do need to refactor this, but until then, I'm going to copy and paste this and do it again in the code of conduct. Actually, it's COC. So H1. Give it some padding. Nice. So now we have this strong vertical guide line here, giving our design some structure and consistency. Oh, okay. We got a couple minutes, maybe like 2 minutes left. For anyone still watching, and if you're from, well, regardless of where you're from, Party Corgi or not, here's where I'm thinking about going with the index. I have not run this by Chris yet. Give Figma a second. Okay, so I'm thinking of this 2-column layout, recently live, and this really needs a button. This says like view all streamers. And here my computer goes. It's about to take a nap. View all. But then the second column could maybe point to the swag store. Pick up your Party Corgi tank top. I know you're not selling stickers. I was kind of unsure what else to put here. I think there does need to be something else here. I don't know what it could be. Maybe like blog post tags that are common, or I don't know. But I am kind of liking this recently live, recent blog posts, working on selling stickers. Perfect. So yeah, this way it can be, a landing page for just finding out about Party Corgi, but then also kind of pointing towards the Party Corgi merch. And it can just be another funnel towards that. I updated this gradient. We've got some translucent corgis in here, but this gradient's a little bit less in your face. Here's what it was before. I think that was just too much. So these aren't exactly the Party Corgi colors anymore, like directly from the corgi itself. I desaturated them a bit, so they're a bit easier on their eyes, but I think that's okay since this is just so big of an area. I also got rid of this pixelated mountain thing. It's kind of distracting. So I need to follow through with that here. I think I was trying to like get a little too cutesy with it. Maybe I could bring it back in a more subtle way. All right. Feeling good about this short stream here. Happy about the website upgrades. some good momentum towards making this site something useful, something people want to visit. You know, maybe another 8 to 16 hours short sprint could get us the rest of the way there. Not sure when that'll be, but hopefully soon. Is Ryan Harris live? Let's see. He said he's going live around 5. I'm not following him, so. Hey, Tables. He's going live now? Or is he live already? Thanks for stopping by, David, by the way. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Link slumps. Yes, I'm about to end the stream. It's just a short stream today. I just wanted to kind of do some show and tell with the Party Corgi website progress. Submit that PR. Get some questions answered from Chris. So thank you, Chris, for showing up. Okay, he is live. He's about to get a raid. You about to get a raid. I'm about to get a raid. I don't know about that. Well, I'm going to just redirect my raid to Ryan Harris because this is Ryan Harris's first stream on Twitch. Switching over from Mixer. Hey, Chef Brent, thank you for the raid. And let's see. Amine Codes, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Yeah, intro myself, sure. So my name is Ryan. I'm working on the Party Corgi website. As you can see here, I've got some progress going on. Chris Biscardi's in the chat, the Party Corgi leader himself. Mostly a front-end developer, React, Gatsby, but I also do design as well. A little bit of back-end. Haven't done that on stream yet. Hope your stream was well, Chef Brent. How's it going? What did you work on today, Chef? Was that you doing follow-up Friday? I think I saw a notification around that. I love that emote. And I'm so jealous of David and his 2 mugs with that emote on it. Fridays are follow-up Friday. Very cool. I hope to tune into one of those soon. Thank you for the follow, Chef Brent. 2 rare mugs. Yes. There's going to be worth something one day. So for all y'all just tuning in, we were actually doing a short stream today, and I'm kind of just wrapping up. I'm going to be heading over to another Ryan, who is also part of the Party Corgi network, Ryan Harris. It's his first stream on Twitch. He's done some Mixer streams in the past. So we're going to raid him here in a minute. Yeah, this is a raid chain for sure. So yeah, let's go welcome him to Twitch. This is my first time ever raiding anyone, so bear with me. All right, I think I've got it figured out. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you again, Chef, for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope to check out your next follow-up Friday. I'll see you next time.